I think 10 minutes has already elapsed. Kindly confirm whether we now have the requisite quorum.
Honorable Speaker, quorum is not yet present.
Honorable members, further to the provisions of Standing Order 35.2, which states that if at the expiration of the 10 minutes, which has already expired, the Speaker may direct that the bell be rung for a further 5 minutes, and if there is still no quorum present, the Speaker shall adjourn the County Assembly forthwith to the next sitting. Consequently, I further direct the Sergeant at Arms to further ring the quorum bell for 5 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, quorum is now present.
Honorable members, welcome to today's session. Today, the 18th October 2023, 2:30 p.m. We can now have the order of business. Order number 1.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I have the following communication to make, and it is basically the ruling on a number of statements that were sought by the honorable members in this house, and more particularly, it is a ruling on the statement sought on 19th September 2023. As regard two statements, one, it is on a statement on implementation of the Leaders Forum, and secondly, it is a statement on implementation of the Public Participation and Civic Education Act 2018. Honorable members, the statements were sought by Honorable Member from Olesos Ward. These two statements were addressed to the Chairperson, Administration and Public Service Committee. Preceding the two statements, the Office of the Clerk wrote a letter dated 20th September 2023, and the letter requested the CC CCM Administration and Public Service, to respond to the issues raised in the two statements. The CCM was to respond on the same on or before 25th September 2023. At the time when the two statements were sought on 19th September 2023, the chairperson responsible for administration and public service was granted 7 days, that is from 19th September 2023, to respond to the statements on the floor of the House. Honorable members, on 26 September 2023, the Office of the Clerk also received a response from the Chairperson Administration and Public Service. The said was forwarded to the Office of the Speaker for consideration. The response by the Chairperson Administration acknowledged that the two statements relate to legislation enacted by this House in 2018, and therefore it is a prerogative of the Committee on Implementation to follow through and appraise the House whether or not such decisions and undertakings have been implemented, and were implemented, the extent to which they have been implemented. It be noted that the response by Honorable Matata is a collective voice of the Committee on Administration. Honorable members, the response resolved that upon consideration, the committee believed that the Honorable Speaker redirect the statement to the Chairperson Committee on Implementation to carry out its constitutional duty as stipulated under County Assembly Standing Orders. The committee, while arriving at the above resolution, based its decision on the following provisions of the Standing Order 192. The committee shall scrutinize the resolutions of the County Assembly, including adopted committee reports, petitions, and the undertakings given by the County Executive Committee, and examine A, whether or not such decisions and undertakings have been implemented and were implemented, the extent to which they have been implemented, and whether such implementation has taken place within the minimum time necessary, and whether or not legislation passed by the County Assembly has been operationalized, and where operationalized, the extent to which such operationalization has taken place within the minimum time necessary. The committee may propose to the County Assembly sanctions against any member of the County Executive Committee who fails to report to the relevant Select Committee on Implementation status without justifiable reasons. Honorable members, I wish to draw the attention of the House on the provisions of Standing Order 45A1, where it provides that a member may request for a statement from the committee chairperson relating to matters under the mandate of the committee, and the Speaker may either appoint a day for the statement or direct that the statement be issued on the same day. We draw inference that a statement is sought by a member from a committee chairperson. In essence, no honorable member have been barred in whatever way from seeking a statement in the House, provided that the statement does not contain the following: A, is a speech, or limited to give information, or framed so as to suggest its own answer or convey a particular point of view. B, contains extracts from the newspaper or quotations from the speeches. C, contains an argument, inference, opinion, imputation, or ironical or offensive expression or epithet, or seeks an expression of opinion. D, repeats in substance any matter already addressed, either as a formal request or in the course of a debate in a committee or in the Assembly during the same session. E, contains more than one subject in one statement or is of excessive length. F, includes the name of any person or any statement not strictly necessary to render the request intelligible, or contains an allegation which the member is not prepared to substantiate. Further, makes or implies any allegation of a personal nature or which reflects upon the conduct of any person whose conduct can only be challenged upon a substantive motion or upon the conduct of otherwise than in the person's official or public capacity. Next, does not fall within the jurisdiction of the county governments as contemplated under Part 2 of the 4th Schedule of the Constitution. Further, relates to a matter which is sub judice within the meaning of Standing Order 85, that is on matters sub judice. J, relates to a matter whose answer is readily available in ordinary works of reference or official publications, commonly referred as judicial notices, or rather, relates to information which by operation of any written law is secret. Further, refers discourteously to any friendly country or county or to any head of state or government or county or the representative of any friendly country or county. And lastly, refers to the proceedings of a select committee before that committee has made its report to the Assembly. In the present case, Honorable Isaiah Maina, who doubles up as the chairperson implementation committee, sought a statement which in the eyes of administration and public committee falls within his committee mandate, and therefore he should have handled the matter within the Committee on Administration and Public Service. Honorable members, these are some of the emerging issues that we are witnessing and looked differently. It's imperative that the traditions and the long-standing practices of the House bind the day-to-day conduct of the House businesses. For example, it is not anticipated that any particular point a member of a particular committee shall seek a statement from a chairperson of a committee which he or she is a member, whereas at the same time, any member is at liberty to seek a statement. It's a right which on the face of it may not be limited. However, in order to give life to committee business, such situation will not be entertained. On the present case, indeed, I acknowledge that the Public Participation and Civic Education Act 2018 is a legislation that binds all county departments, and in particular, the Department on Administration and Public Service, in setting up public participation and civic education structures. The department domiciled with public participation is the Department of Administration and Public Service as per the current arrangement of the executive roles. Honorable members, under the 2nd schedule of the standing orders, the Committee on Administration and Public Service is direct oversight of the County Assembly, that is being a sectorial committee. Therefore, as regard emerging issues pointed towards the department, it is expected in the best interest of the committee that matters before its oversight department are addressed adequately. However much it is pressured that such a role is vested in another committee. The Committee on Administration and Public Service has not addressed itself to the letter dated 19th October 2023, addressed to the CCM Administration and Public Service. Had the committee considered and tried to follow up to its logical conclusion on the said letter, possibly, honorable members, the issues raised will have been resolved. Consequent to the above, I find that the Administration and Public Service Committee chairperson was obligated to respond to the 2 statements sought at the House as were sought by Honorable Isaiah Maina, and if any reservation existed as presently stand, the chairperson to the Administration and Public Service Committee, vice chairperson, or any other member will have raised the same at the floor. Considering that none was raised, the Speaker admitted that the statement, and I gave direction as to the processing of the statement. Honorable members, in order to give clear direction on this matter, and so as to avoid conflict of committee responsibilities as regard the implementation of the resolutions of the House, as well as the Speaker's directive, I direct as follows, that the Chairperson Implementation Committee is hereby directed to from henceforth occupy his rightful position and adequately deal with implementation of the items listed under Standing Order 192 emerging from this House. Secondly, the Chairperson Administration and Public Service, together with the Chairperson Implementation, to convene a joint meeting and use the available legal mechanisms and have the administration appear and have the relevant department, that is administration, appear before it to address the issues. Any member of this House is at liberty to be present at a date and venue so appointed and take part in the joint committee proceedings. and the department will get an opportunity to respond to the issues raised. It is so directed. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable Chairperson, Budget, do you wish to move any notice of motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish to give notice of motion on Nandi County Budget Supplementary 1, 2024-2025. I thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order. Honorable Matata. You can
Mr. Speaker, sir,
yes, Honorable Matata.
on accuracy of facts,
Yes.
the Honorable Chair for Budget has indicated that he's moving a motion on the Supplementary Budget 1, 2024-2025. So is it accurate?
Honorable Korir, you've been called to task whether that is factual.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to allay the fears by Honorable Matata. Actually, we had some mix-up to do with the printer, and this is actually factual. And moving to, I have the document with us. So that's why I was giving the notice of motion. We had some mix-up that by the time we were giving that, and given the fact that we were already in the same agenda, it was actually an issue to do with that. So that is the issue I wish to substantiate that way. Thank you.
Honorable Korir, it appears that you are out of order. I wish to remind you whether you had already tabled the said report, or rather, will you wish to table the said report?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because of that delay, I would wish to table.
Okay.
Thank you.
Honorable Matata, has your issue been addressed?
It has not been addressed, Mr. Speaker, sir. We are working on a budget supplementary one 2023-2024, not 2024-2025.
Honorable Korir, you had that particular limb that it is a supplementary budget 1 2023-2024. So would you wish to retract your earlier submission that it is 2024-2025?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish to retract the same and well guided. Thank you.
Thank you.
I now wish, Mr. Speaker, to proceed to table the same budget. I wish to proceed to table, Mr. Speaker, the Nandi County Supplementary Budget 1 estimates for the financial 2024. I proceed to table.
Point the order, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Teno.
I think you can give the Honorable Chair time, Honorable Speaker, to relax. I think he was coming from public perspective. Maybe the public has cornered him. That's why he's so. Can you allow him time 2 minutes to relax so that he can?
Just perhaps to ask Honorable Teno, now that you've already submitted, on what point of order were you rising on?
Because even the mic, Honorable Speaker, is not clear. We are not hearing what he's saying. So, and it is a very important document, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Korir, will you have anything to say?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Majority, for running into my rescue. Actually, as he has stated, in just like 2 minutes before we have this set, I was actually from Tindred, all the way from Tindred. So kindly, that's why there was some bit of mix-up when it came to printing. I really want to say that you can allow me time to at least have it tabled because I am now set and I am okay, Mr. Speaker. Yes. So allow me, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Sang Matthew.
Mr. Speaker, if my memory serves me right, I think the same was tabled last week.
What was tabled was, it was not the report as such. This is a report that is generated from the committee.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hope the Honorable Member Kobuja is now well informed. The report that we are tabling is, I wish to table the report on County Budget and Appropriations Committee report on the Nandi County Supplementary 1 budget estimates for the financial year 2023-2024. I wish to table, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, I acknowledge the Nandi County Supplementary 1 budget estimates for financial year 2023-2024, and therefore the House Business Committee will convene to allot time for deliberation of the said report. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
I think already a notice of motion had been issued by Honorable Korir. Can move to the next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, adjournment.
Honorable members, there being no any other prayer on the order of business today, the House stands adjourned until tomorrow, 2:30 p.m.